in itself, having a CS who came from ODM speaking about this, that politically it's more palatable?
I hear what you're saying, and I'm glad it's kind of coming from you and not from me.
It's a question, not...
You know, that while these numbers are factual, the job situation, as Sandra alludes to, ensures that most people kind of don't feel the relief because the suffering is so grave. When Mheshimiwa walked in this morning, the first thing we're talking about off camera is just how bad things are on the ground. That's just a fact in Mashinani. People are sleeping hungry in this country, and that's in itself is very disturbing. Now, are we on the right trajectory? The answer is yes. Two things. Number one, I feel that Honorable Mbadi is, I did an interview yesterday where I explained this, he's more fit for purpose than his predecessor, Professor Njuguna Ndungu. I think that Mbadi is determined to prove a point. Remember, this is a job he didn't audition for. So he was very lucky to be CS Treasury. The gods just conspired, and with broad-based, etc., Mbadi found himself there. He's an accountant. I know him personally. I've worked with him before. He was a bit lost in his ODM role, chairman. But Mbadi is an introvert. He's not too political. So I think that he will actually be able to deliver better results in that docket. Having said that, the reality of the difficulty of purchasing power or lack thereof, Fred, continues to be a very tough challenge. The only second thing I'd like to maybe give as a tip, and Mheshimiwa can probably back me on this, the trigger for all these problems, Fred, is not even borrowing, as people always put it. It is the cost of energy. So if we can work on fuel prices, once fuel prices skyrocketed, then it has a knock-on effect on the cost of rice, on the cost of fertilizer, on the cost of maize, on the cost of unga, simply because of the logistical aspect of every business. Every business after manufacturing has to have distribution, has to have sales. These are people working that have to be paid. And so once fuel prices are way high, that becomes a big problem. So if Mbadi can work with the president towards reducing fuel prices further, that can be kind of the silver bullet that would actually be great for the administration. But I think we're on the right path as far as remaining focused. The president, to me, appears determined, especially now after the impeachment of his former deputy, because that was a big distraction. That was a big distraction. You've heard the things Gachagua has said in public. That was a huge... How do you even work that way? How do you work with a deputy who is accusing you of trying to poison him? How does it actually work? This is... Even looking at the court cases, this was like an unbelievable crisis. How do you force two people who are not seeing eye to eye to work together? So once that's gone and Kindiki is in, then I think this is achievable and the trajectory can continue this way right up to 27.
Yet looking at the plans that Treasury has, it includes a reintroduction of some taxation measures that led us to what we now call the Gen Z protests, Buena Sosión. It's only about 3 or 4 months back that we had this almost shutdown of the Houses of Parliament because of the finance bill that forcing the president to reject it.